Hello, ladies and gentlemen, and welcome back to Mass Effect. In the last episode, that's weird, that guy's casting a shadow through the wall. In the last episode, we ended up on board a not quite disabled collector ship. We were somewhat tricked into going there by the Elusive Man. And it was a whole thing, but we did get important information. We need a Reaper IFF, Identify Friend Foe device, in order to safely pass through the Omega-4 relay. We're not going to be doing that for a while, though. Today, it's time for side missions. So the first thing we're going to do is talk to Mess Sergeant Gardner.
Commander Shepard, the hero of the Citadel. You did humanity proud that day. Mess Sergeant Rupert Gardner here. How can I be of service?
Do you have everything you need?
I make do. But have you ever tried to prepare a decent meal with military provisions? I'm good, but I'm no miracle worker. Taking down the collectors is going to be rough business. The crew deserves a few fine meals before they throw themselves into the fire.
What do you need?
If I had some quality ingredients... Oh, shit. You've got more to worry about than grocery shopping on the Citadel. Forget I mentioned it.
If I head that way, I'll keep an eye out.
Much appreciated. Most of this list is probably standard fare for those namby-pambies on the Citadel. Anything else you'd like to talk about?
How did you find your way into Cerberus?
Can you believe I was once a family man, working the EZO rigs along the frontier? I was happy enough, but losing everything to Batarian raiders can change your outlook. I needed to make a difference. I'm no soldier, but I've got skills, and Cerberus keeps an eye out for talent. I'll do whatever it takes to help, be that plumbing a sewer, routing an air duct, or keeping everyone's bellies full.
How do you feel about working for Cerberus?
Damn proud. Cerberus gets the job done. The Alliance and Council have got their heads buried so deep up their butt puckers they can't see squat. It'll take good old human ingenuity to crush these collector vermin. Only Cerberus knows that.
I won't take any more of your time.
Back to work.
I get the impression he's a racist. Yes. This mission is a bit of a silly one. Because I can see why there are a lot of Shepard's responses there are like, we're fighting the collectors and you want me to go and buy food from the Citadel. And it's a bit of a silly one, but we're going to do it anyway. But Doctor, I hear you say, this isn't the Citadel. Well noticed, viewer. This is Omega, and we have a mission to also gather here at the same time. We're going to be doing a lot of kind of mixing and matching. Basically, there's one mission which requires us to go to Omega, Ilium, and the Citadel, so I'm going to kind of try and knock multiple things out of the park at the same time. But in front of us here, we might as well do this while we're here, is a squad mate. This is the first of the DLC squad mates, Zaid.
Please. You have to help me.
No one said you could talk, jackass.
You Zaid Masani?
Yeah, that's me. You must be Commander Shepard. I hear we have a galaxy to save.
I assume you've been briefed?
I've done my homework. Cerberus sent me everything I needed to know.
My contacts told me we're picking up one man, not two.
Batarian delinquent. Pissed off someone rich enough to hire me to go after him. And for my bring him in alive raids even.
Please. I didn't do it.
I said shut it. Tried to lead me on a chase all over the systems. He should have known better. These people always run to Omega.
What's gonna happen to him?
I'm gonna turn him in for the bounty. Don't much care what happens after that.
What's your relationship with Cerberus?
Easy. Cerberus is paying me a lot of money to help you on your mission. That's the long and short.
Not many mercs would take a suicide mission for the pay.
Most mercs don't get an offer like the one Cerberus sent me. This mission doesn't sound like good business, but your elusive man can move a lot of credits.
Good to have you, Zaid. We have a lot to do.
That's what they tell me. I assume the elusive man told you about our arrangement.
What kind of arrangement?
Picked up a mission a little while back, just before I signed on with Cerberus. Thought you might be interested. You heard the name Vito Santiago? He's the head of the Blue Suns, runs the whole organization. Seems he recently captured an Eldfell Ashland refinery on Zoya and is using their workers for slave labor. The company wants it dealt with.
I'll make sure we get that done.
Good. Get it out of the way so we can concentrate on being big goddamn heroes. I better turn this thing in before it starts to stink. I'll be locked and loaded next time you're ready to get some killing done.
Who recognizes that voice actor? That should be a fun one for you to try and guess. That's Zaid. He's not a character I particularly like. He's somewhat useful in the game. He's a full-on soldier type, so he is probably the single most combat heavy of any squad mates, other than maybe Rex. Not Rex. Grunt. But he's also a real piece of shit, and I don't like him particularly. But we'll do his loyalty mission at some point in the future. I just wanted to gather him while we're here. For now, we have these pair of Salarians here. We need to talk to Ish.
Jacob Taylor? I certainly didn't expect to see you again.
I'm sure you didn't.
No, please. So many years have passed since Tortuga. Lots of water under the bridge.
I take it you've met each other before?
Jacob and I worked a mission with Ish a few years back. He helped us with some information.
You sent me into a nest of Turian thugs and a Batarian ambush.
Hey now, my job was to get you inside. Anything more would have cost you extra.
Is this gonna be a problem?
If we don't walk away, I promise he'll give you a reason to shoot him.
Well, now you have me interested.
Ish, if you make one wrong move...
Of course. I learned my lesson last time. Trust me. I need skilled, trustworthy people to take care of a little business for me. Nothing illegal, of course. But it's paying work.
What kind of business do you do?
Important business. So important that, with your help, we can change Omega.
What do you mean, we can change Omega?
Well, I didn't want to say anything, but certain people here have business deals with people throughout the galaxy. If we were to have information involving those deals, we could make some ripples around here. That's all I'll say.
I'm listening.
I'm in the information business, specifically the buying and selling of privileged material. It's nothing illicit. I just need someone to pick up packages in certain locations and bring them to me here.
What's your angle?
No angle. I'm a simple businessman. What do you say?
I can do that.
My contacts use specific drop points. I need you to look outside Marib's shop on the Citadel and inside Eternity on Ilium. Look around for anything that might hold a data package and bring those packages to me. Good to see you alive, Jacob.
So, you only get the kind of additional dialogue there if you bring either Jacob or Miranda or both. Just a little bit of extra backstory to it. But yes, this is the Packages for Ish mission. You only get this after doing Horizon because part of it takes place on Ilium, and involves you jetting around to Ilium and the Citadel, which is why I want to gather it now. Let's start on the Citadel. So, here on the Citadel, on Zakira level 27, we have two things we can quickly do. To the right here is Citadel Souvenirs, where we can buy a number of things. We can buy some ship models, we can buy some fish, and we can buy possibly the greatest upgrade in the game, the Space Hamster! This small furry rodent looks up at you with what seems like a knowing smile. Let's have one of them bastards. I love hamsters. I miss mine. I used to have two little dwarf hamsters, then one of them died, and then the other one also died. But the second one lasted a lot longer and was a lot fatter. Ricky, he was called, but affectionately known to his friends as Fatso. Anyway, this place on the right, Zakera Cafe, sells high-grade provisions, which we need to bring back to Mess Sergeant Gardner. And then, while we're here, we have the package for Ish to collect, which we need to rapid transit to level 26. And so over to the left here we have Seronis Applications, which outside of it has a datapad. Subject, Anto Bektal. Anto Bektal is a member of the criminal organization headed up by Aria T'Loak, often considered the pirate queen of Omega. While Aria's gang is mostly airtight, Anto has an eye towards outside work. Whether this is an exploitable hold, we're not sure. This is Aria T'Loak after all. I don't know whether that question mark on the we're is supposed to be a deliberate rendering error or is an actual font rendering error. I suspect it might be an actual one. How amusing. That's the first package collected. Now we need to collect the second package, which is on Ilium. But first, since we're back on the Normandy, we can check out number one in our cabin. We now have the Space Hamster, which just sits there. It doesn't do much, but it's kind of cool. Much like a real hamster. They really do not do a great deal. Oh, my fish have died. You have to feed them more regularly than I have been doing, I suppose. Didn't realise you had to do that. While we're up there, I'm going to quickly repaint my armour as well, because I'm getting a bit tired of this purple and orange. apparently it's blue and orange. Let's have a look. Okay, it is quite blue. So basically, the screen that I'm playing on is really badly white balanced, and I can't fix it because, well, it's part of a conversion system that I use to play it on a monitor rather than a TV. But there's too much purple on it. I've noticed this now. So I've got the actual the stream of the footage on my other screen to the right, and yeah, everything looks really kind of bluer and purplier. Basically, there's more blue and more red than there should be. Well, probably not enough green is the actual answer. So that armor looks very much purple to me, but I can see on the footage it actually does look blue. Either way, we're going to change it up a little bit. Yeah, now we got Spider-Man colors. I amused myself. And while we're here, we can also return the fancy new ingredients to Gardner.
Commander, those provisions you provided were perfect. I owe you. I've already thrown together some of my calamari gumbo. Here, try a bite. Truth told, it's based on an Asari recipe. Seems a little cannibalistic to me with their tentacle heads and all, but they ain't no good grub. Anyway, thanks again. You really came through.
Yeah, definitely more than a little racist. Voice actor is also an interesting one. He's the same guy who voices Ambassador Udina. And that guy only voices shitty characters. Anyway, let's go to Ilium to grab the second package for Ish. So, up here in Ilium is the Eternity Bar. When we enter it...
I'm gonna have that asshole arrested. Watch yourself if you go in there. Some human is causing trouble. He's demanding that I sign the place over to him.
I'll be careful.
Or you could kill him. You know, legally, in self-defense. I'd make a really good witness. Failing that, I'm hooking up security cameras now. If he or anybody else causes trouble, I'll have their asses arrested.
So, something's going down in there. We should probably investigate that while we're in here. First things first, the package that we need is the data pad over here to the left. To Galana Lemay, RE shipping routes into the Terminus systems. Don't worry, our contact is a Batarian gentleman named Anto. He's one of Arius Loke's flunkies, but we're keeping his palms well greased, and he should offer us safe passage through the Simp systems. As long as we stay beneath Aria's notice, we should be fine. Sincerely, Valeria. Okay, so we've got both the packages. This Anto bloke seems to be tied up in some shit. And who recognized this guy by the bar?
I'm a man on the edge. I got nothing to lose. You want to see how far I'll go? I learned how to shove a gun in people's faces from Commander Shepard.
Hey, if you know this idiot, can you rein him in before I slap his ass with a singularity?
Shepard? Is it really you? It's me, Conrad Werner. We met on the Citadel. I wanted to become a Spectre. And then you shoved a gun in my face? You showed me what it meant to be truly extreme. I learned that lesson well. So you're alive, huh? I hear it goes like that in the biz. Why don't you sit back and watch how it's done? I got some asses to kick.
Now here, while it is extremely tempting to both hit him...
Conrad.
Ha! Kick him in the quad! Sorry, my father was a Krogan.
Man, I should have gotten better armor. That really hurts.
And shoot his foot.
Conrad, let me make this perfectly clear. This is not acceptable.
Oh, my foot! You shot my foot!
That shot barely grazed you, you big baby. Sorry, my father was a Krogan.
It still scared me. I'm new at the badass mercenary thing. People don't usually shoot me.
Unfortunately, I'm too nice for either of those options. Tempting though they are.
Conrad, why are you acting like me?
What, are you crazy? I'm nothing like you. I'm not a Spectre working for the Council. I'm on my own, backed only by my wits and my nerves. No rules, no laws, just whatever it takes to get the job done. I'm not like you at all.
Why were you trying to get the deed to this place?
This place is actually a front for a red sand dealer. I need to take it over to crack the ring.
What? Who the hell told you that?
the owner of that weapons store near the carport. She's an undercover cop. She told me about it when I introduced myself.
Listen, crap for brains. First, we don't sell red sand. Second, red sand is legal on Ilium. You just need a license.
I'll talk to this undercover cop and figure out what's going on.
Thank you. If I kill annoying customers, it usually causes property damage. That comes out of my pay.
Just let me know if you need any help, Shepard.
Conrad Werner. Always causing problems, literally, wherever he goes. Idiot. Anyway, let's head over to the transport hub. But yet another distraction we can do on our way to the distraction that is this Conrad Werner mission, because really we should be doing packages for Ish. Who remembers when we picked up Thane, there was also a thing we found in the Dantius Towers called Salarian genetic data.
Listen, I know the data is vital to the Kurosa family. Nasana Dantius didn't give us time to pack. What is it? I'm in the middle of an important call.
I overheard you talking. Is this the data you're looking for?
The Kurosa Generational Archive. You found it. Thank you. My whole family has been worried. That data is irreplaceable. I didn't think I'd get it back from Nasana's corporate building.
Why is this data so important, anyway?
It's a genetic history for the entire Kurosa family. It's used for high-level reproductive negotiations. It would be like a human pedigree, I suppose. Without it, you're bargaining from a greatly weakened position. Losing this would have hurt my family for generations, maybe even destroyed it.
If this data is so important, why didn't you have backups?
We did. A rival family introduced a computer virus and our techs were sloppy. The virus destroyed all our data. I just spent a fortune getting the data recovered and reconstructed when Nasana went crazy. We live in a world of infinite data redundancy. To lose something so important because of one crazy Asari?
There's your data. I hope it helps your family.
You have no idea, human. I don't know who you are or how you got it, but thank you. Here, for your trouble. Blessings be upon you. You've certainly blessed us.
So that gives us a little interesting insight into how... Oh, that's interesting. I've suddenly deafened myself. Oh, there we go. It's all good. Technical difficulties. Yeah, I have my microphone linked to my headphones so I can hear what I'm saying. And it suddenly went completely, just turned thunk and went. I think it's still recording. Fine. Yeah, it seems to be. Anyway, yeah, interesting insight into how Salarian breeding systems work. That it's I can't remember exactly how it works, but certainly females are rare in Salarian things. Their eggs are temperature dependent, and on their home world, something like only 1 in 10, 20 or something like that are females. And so reproduction, because it's just eggs and then fertilizing eggs, it's kind of, there's not so much of a sex thing, so reproduction is very much discussed and bargained on, as you can see. It's quite interesting. Anyway, over here is Gateway Personal Defense, and the weapons merchant in front is the person that Conrad's been dealing with, the, in inverted commas, undercover cop.
Can I help you with something?
I talked to an old friend, Conrad Werner. You told him that the Eternity Lounge was selling red sand.
Oh, you're Conrad's friend. Yes, that place is really dangerous. I should know. I'm an undercover cop. Did you get me the deed to the bar? I need the deed to, stop the red sand dealers.
So, you have 2 options here. Wow. 3. These options on the right are a bit more problematic, and I don't actually know how they resolve necessarily, nor am I going to show them. There's an intimidate option as well, which I can't show, where you basically say you intimidate her and say, you've lied to Conrad, you've been a shit, now you're going to work with me. And you kind of construct an elaborate kind of narrative to make Conrad feel like he's done the right thing and that he was right and that the bar was a red sand front and all that kind of stuff. We're not going to do that though. We're going to charm her by saying, yeah, play along with her thing that, yeah, let's stop the red sand dealers.
I softened up the bar owner, but you need to go in and finish them off.
Really? Are you sure?
Absolutely. You just need to close the deal. Go in, be tough, and let them know you're with me. They'll hand the deed right over.
Wow, great. Here, I'll set you up for a discount. Thanks for the help.
So, let's first take advantage of that discount and buy ourselves Damage protection, submachine gun damage. I'm gonna go for damage protection. I don't think I can buy anything else with those. Oh, I could buy submachine gun damage too. Ooh. Yeah, let's get that. Both of those will be handy for an upcoming mission. Anyway, with that, let's head back to Eternity.
The Council thought that Blasto, the first NR Spectre, would play by the rules.
This one has forgotten whether its heatsink is over capacity. It wonders whether the criminal scum considers itself fortunate.
They were wrong.
This one doesn't have time for your solid waste excretions.
He's got a lover in every port and a gun in every tentacle.
Enkindle this.
Blasto the Jellyfish Stings, available for extranet purchase this fall from Ilium Entertainment.
There's another one of the amusing advertisements going on there for Blasto, which is a kind of franchise that's ongoing throughout the Mass Effect series, with Blasto being the first Hanar Spectre, and it's basically just him saying lines from various human action films, but in the kind of this one kind of method of Hanar speech, which is very amusing. It's up there with Elcor Hamlet for just that kind of joke. Anyway, let's actually head to Eternity this time.
Damn it, this is just a misunderstanding!
Tell it to the judge. My surveillance vids caught your extortion attempt from 4 different angles.
I was misled! I was told that you had agreed to sell!
Take her away, before I have my bartender throw her out.
Well, that looks like that concluded relatively well. Let's talk to Conrad.
What happened? The undercover cop from the weapons kiosk just got arrested.
So, there's a number of ways of doing this. One option, this is a rare one, where I'm not going to take the charm option, because the charm option, you lie to Conrad and say, yeah, well done. Well, I mean, I'll show you what happens.
She wasn't a cop. She was a deep cover operative from a terrorist cell. I'd never have found her if not for you.
Really?
Really. You did a great job, Conrad. Now please, go home. Let me take it from here.
Can do, Shepard. And thanks. It's really good to have you back.
But I think Conrad doesn't... You don't really want to encourage him, so we've already got to tell him. Yeah, she was a fake too.
She wasn't a cop. She was using you to try to take over this bar.
What? No. But she said... But she was pretty and blue. She wanted to get coffee. And she smiled when she said coffee. I'm pretty sure it was a euphemism. I screwed this up, didn't I? I screw everything up. Damn it, I'm so stupid. Who was I to think I could do what you do?
So, if you take any of the right-hand options here, you basically just say, yeah, you leave him on that note, kind of like, yeah, you're an idiot.
Goodbye, Conrad.
No, I'll show you. You'll see, I'll make a difference. I'll be somebody. Somebody like you.
But, I don't know, his heart was in the right place. Unfortunately, his methodology was just terrible, but I'll try and reassure him a little bit.
You did fine. Thanks for holding the reins while I was gone. It's good to know that someone cared.
Really?
Really. You did a great job, Conrad. Now please, go home. Let me take it from here.
Can do, Shepard. And thanks. It's really good to have you back.
So, that's not necessarily how I personally would conclude that mission, because I think he put himself and others in danger and should actually fuck off. But that particular conclusion we did opens doors later down the line, so I kind of want to keep those options open. Anyway, we're now nearly done. It's been a very possibly long episode with a lot of hopping around. Finally, let's head back to Omega. So here on Omega, we actually have 2 options again. It's a very vision-heavy episode, this one. They're kind of, well, I call them visions, but they're kind of like alternative pathway things. Both of the bits of information we recovered were about a potential weakness in Aria's organization, a Batarian called Anto. What you can actually do is give the information to him and do different things. And we're going to do that. We're not going to do that, but this is what happened if you were to do that.
What?
Do you know a Solarian named Ish?
I know of him.
He's collecting information about you. Plans to sell it to the highest bidder.
I have no secrets.
None at all. Take a look at this data.
What? Where did you get this? This is privileged information.
This could hurt Aria, couldn't it?
It would be bad for me, yes. But Arya, no.
One of her lieutenants being involved in this shows a big flaw in her organization.
What do you want from me?
So at this point, I'm not going to show the various options here because now you're talking Vision inside of Vision stuff and it all gets a bit silly. Just be careful. Will be like, just watch yourself and he'll pay you off for letting him know what was going on. Take care of Ish, we'll have him pay you off, and also we'll remove Ish, and you get some Renegade points there. Or maybe you get Paragon points. I can't. No, Renegade points, definitely. And the same amount of money. Pay me for my silence gets you more money, and that's the one I will show.
I'm feeling awfully talkative, especially around Arya.
This ought to do it. Now get out of my sight and don't go looking for Ish. You won't find him. Thank you for the heads up.
That's kind of harsh, even if Ish does deserve it.
I agree with Jacob, that is kind of harsh, so let's not do that. Ah, the joy of editing magic. Let's go over and return the data to Ish.
Hello again, my friends. Please tell me you have something for me.
I have the package from the drop point on Ilium.
Excellent. And here's your reward. Simple as that.
I found the package your contact left on the Citadel.
Very nicely done, my friend. And as I promised, your reward. I really appreciate what you've done, friend. I'll toss in something extra for your trouble. Great doing business with you, Shepard.
Now, interesting there, you notice there was a point which said the stolen data on the left. Had you selected that option, he actually gives you, you basically warn him he's in over his head, and actually gives you a bit more credits and morality points as a reward. Unfortunately, that then doesn't conclude the mission and leaves it open in your assignment log forever, which is really annoying to me. Therefore, I didn't take that option. I'm not going to show a vision for it because there's been enough of that for one episode. So, we'll finish off with some research. So, since we bought a third damage protection upgrade, that means we get another special option. So, if we go into armor upgrades, then we can get hard shields, which is Shepard's shield takes 20% less damage. This is really useful to have, especially for what we're about to do. What we're about to do is another squad mate acquisition mission, but it's an unusual one.
Miranda wants to see you, Commander.
And I will leave it at that, other than going into options, gameplay, and turning the combat difficulty up to hardcore. Enemies are extremely tough, react quicker, have significantly upgraded weapons, and use powers aggressively. And there's a reason why I'm doing this. And you'll find out the reason next episode. Thank you very much, and good day.